You are listening to a special edition of Strictly Biased with Will Retherford, his NFL Week 17 previews and predictions, and it's only on the Central Indiana Sports Report. Welcome back to the Central Indiana Sports Report, NFL fans, for a special edition of Strictly Biased with Will Retherford. Will is going to pick Week 17 games. I'm going to do my picks too. And as we've been doing all year, I've asked others, Central Indiana Sports Report contributors and local media to make their picks along with Will. And how it works is every game is worth 10 points. The more points it is worth if you are gutsy enough to take the underdog. And in Week 16, Jeremy Giggy of White River Broadcasting and Mike Rich, our Pacers guy, both scored 48 points. Cade Hampton, who continues his march to the top of the standings. Cade of the Muncie Star Press with 46 points. Producer Susie scored 44, which puts her in the lead with 568 points. Now 17 points ahead of Cade Hampton and 39 points ahead of our guest, Will Retherford. Will, your thoughts on how the contest has gone?
I thought that it was a runaway about week 12 to 13, that we were so far ahead of the rest of the pack. It was really a three-headed race between me, Susie, and you. Everybody kind of bunched up together, and it's been bad. We've kind of gotten unlucky with some close games, some big point swings that have not necessarily gone our way. I would have been the only person 2 weeks ago that picked the Colts, so that would have been a 10-point swing in my favor. It's okay. It's all for fun, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to win. Now it looks like I'm holding on for bronze. So I kind of hope that can continue. It'd be tough to not medal at all after having such a good start.
We should point out that Elijah Poe of the Ball State Daily News and our IndyCar guy, 538, just 1 point behind Will.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Rich, 536. Jeremy Giggy, who spent the whole year in last place all by himself, suddenly has gotten hot, is up to 533 and can get the bronze too. And as we've seen some huge point swings in a few weeks. So it's possible. Anything's still possible with 2 weeks to go. But producer Susie and Cade Hampton are sitting pretty.
Yeah, they are.
And let me tell you something about producer Susie. And I hope she's listening. Every time she gets one of these games that's a wild, crazy finish like the Bears and Packers, and she gets a big point score off of that, she looks at me like, see, I told you. You said I was crazy for picking them, but I told you. Come on, Will. The Bears were completely lucky. And Susie, I love her, has gotten lucky so many times this year.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to question after a certain point, is it luck? But when it seems like every 15-point comeback in the last 8 minutes of a game, it goes her way every single time. And
yeah, the Texans over the Jaguars. She had every one of these games where
yeah, I mean, the Texans
came back and won.
Texans are down 19 points, and they come back and win the game. It's good for her. I'm glad that it's worked out in her favor a lot. She's been able to have some bragging rights, but I don't always think it's sound. Like, there was a week that she picked the Jets, complete one-off, and the Jets win. And she picks the Jets. Everybody else picks the Saints. Yeah, Jets, Patriots.
Those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Completely off the wall. All right, well, let's get to our Week 17 games. Of course, there have already been 3 games. Still confident in Bo Nix?
Yeah, I am. He's the third player in NFL history to have over 3,500 passing yards and 25 passing touchdowns in NFL history through his first 2 seasons. The other 2 are Justin Herbert and Peyton Manning. So I just, like, why is he the exception? Like, everybody said Justin Herbert's this golden arm, and he has his flaws. I'm aware of that.
Everybody both play, and Justin Herbert's better. That's why.
The numbers just tell a different story.
Definitely a starting quarterback in the NFL, which I didn't think he was when he was drafted. I will give you that. And he's probably above median. in the NFL. I just don't believe he's going to be a guy who's going to win you championships.
You and Michelle laughed at me last year when I said there's a lot of Josh Allen in Bo Nix's game.
I still
And
laugh at you at that.
every time I see him run the ball, I say, that looks an awful lot like Josh Allen running the football. People are looking for something to hate. Just people are looking for a reason to hate on him and not respect the resume. He wins next week. He's going to have the most career wins by a quarterback through 2 years in NFL history. And nobody's talking about it.
It's got an opportunity.
So I just think why is he the exception? And it baffles me. But I'm a Bo Nix believer.
We'll see you in the playoffs. All right, on Saturday, there are 2 games, and one of them's a really good one, and one of them's a kind of compelling game. The first game is, I have both teams worth 5 points, Will. The Texans are at the Chargers. Texans 10-5, Chargers 11-4, both teams playing well. Who you got?
I think this is a game the Texans just always seem to win when it matters with this D'Amico Ryans regime. I think that their pass rush is going to give the Chargers fits, to be quite honest with you. I think Herbert's going to be rushed. I think the defense wins. I think the Chargers defense stops Houston from scoring as well. I think it's going to be low scoring. It's going to be like a 16-13 type of game, and the Texans do just enough. Nico Collins has a big play, and they do just enough to win. They kick a field goal to win it at the end.
I'm going to say 16-13 Chargers. Give me Jim Harbaugh at home. Give me Justin Herbert at home. I know it's not a huge home field advantage. Just I like that they're in their own time zone, and I believe in Jim Harbaugh. That's it. I don't feel very comfortable taking the Chargers. I'll say that. Also, Saturday, the 7-8 Ravens at the 9-5-1 Packers, and believe it or not, the Ravens are still in the playoff chase at 7-8 somehow. I have the Ravens worth 7. The Packers worth 3. Lamar Jackson, questionable. Looks like he might not play.
If Lamar doesn't play, the Packers are going to win this game. If Lamar does play, I've got the Ravens, to be quite honest with you, because his record against the NFC is exceptional. They don't have Micah Parsons. They're playing to keep their playoff hopes alive. The Packers have now clinched. They are now in. So they have a little less to play for. I think they'll be a little less willing to throw Jordan Love out there to potentially.
Well, he's listed as doubtful.
The Packers win. The Ravens can't win without Lamar.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Packers too. I think I would have taken the Packers either way at home. Just because they've clinched a playoff spot doesn't mean they've clinched what they want to, and they are definitely still playing football in Green Bay.
Well, they can't reach either one of the other 2 teams. They're the 7th seed. So they mathematically can't. And the 49ers or Seahawks win or Rams win one more game, it's over.
They can win or lose the division.
Lamar's record against the NFC is exceptional. If he'd have played this game, I'd have taken the Ravens in the points, because I think the Packers without Micah are in a world of hurt. And I think, I don't know, Jordan Love can lose you games like this.
I'm going to take the Packers too. Again, don't feel really comfortable about it. Not been very impressed with what the Packers have done, although you've got to admit they were one boneheaded play by a special teams player away from being 10-4-1, and we're talking probably a different tune.
Well, that was Romeo Doubs. That wasn't just some special teams player. But I get what you're saying.
Teams.
He was playing special teams. He was playing yeah, they are. I agree. That's very true.
I did not catch that was Romeo Doubs. I was just like, dude, got to play that better.
It was something.
Sunday at 1:00, it is your Indianapolis Colts in their final home game of the season, even if they can find a way to sneak into the playoffs, against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are as hot as any team in the NFL. Jacksonville 11-4, the Colts now 8-7. Will, are you still going to take the Colts?
Yeah. I am.
Okay.
I am.
I am not. I swore an oath after the Jaguars lost to the Texans that I would never pick the Jaguars again, and I still can't pick the Colts. I still can't do it. I have a feeling this is the week where things become crystal clear about this organization and where it is.
I think you're right, but I'm kind of at the point where I got to pick some underdogs. So,
and I think you've picked the Colts every time this year. So.
I have picked the Colts every game.
All right, here's an interesting one for you, Will. The 9-6 Pittsburgh Steelers are at the 3-12 Cleveland Browns, who have been playing kind of well. The Steelers are worth 4 points. The Browns worth 6 at home, and that Browns team is a little different at home. Will, you going to take the Browns?
I'm really tempted to be quite honest with you. They do play different at the Browns. I think if this was a 3-7, I'd take the Browns. I think a 4-6, give me the Steelers.
Shedeur Sanders is expected to play, by the way. Does that sway you, or have you been impressed with him at all?
I don't think he's played bad. I think that the hate's kind of been unwarranted. I thought he's looked a little overwhelmed as a rookie quarterback, but he hadn't played horrible. I mean, he's been a capable quarterback at this level. I think that he throws some untimely interceptions for sure. He gets the ball tipped a lot. Is his future as a elite starter in the NFL? No, it's not. But he's going to be a backup in this league for probably as long as he wants to be.
He's got the instincts of an NFL quarterback, I'll say that.
We'll see. The line's been kind of beat up. I like the connection that him and Harold Fandon Jr. have together. They've been a nice rookie tandem. With Judkins going out, I don't know. They kind of needed to win that game, running the ball and running the clock out, especially because the Steelers are going to run the ball a lot. I just think the Steelers are going to overwhelm them a little bit, and it's going to be close. Like, this is not going to be one of those games that you turn on and the Steelers are up 3 touchdowns the whole game. But I think the Steelers win by 10 probably when it's all said and done.
You give me the Steelers 6-3. It could be that kind of game. Also, big game in the NFC. 12-3 Seattle at 8-7 Carolina. And I sent you a text earlier, Will. Seattle is a 7-point favorite after crossing the country 3 time zones and going to play a team that's been very good at home this year. A 7-point favorite, but that's not the question here. Will, Seahawks worth 4, Panthers worth 6. Who are you taking?
Give me the Panthers here.
I think they're going to win this game, Will.
Yeah, I think the Panthers win.
Yeah, and they're a 7-point underdog at home. What the heck?
Yeah, I don't get it. Every time this has happened, the Panthers beat the Rams.
They've been good at home.
Played in a shootout with the Rams. I'm taking the Panthers here. I don't. That spread's deceiving.
Yeah, Panthers have struggled on the road most of the year, but they've been good at home.
I still don't super believe in the Seahawks either. I've got them up at the top of the most likely win the Super Bowl because they might be the 1 seed in the NFC, but Sam Darnold can be a goofball.
And probably will. Yeah, I would still put them 4th probably on my NFC list, even though they're going to have home field.
I think I actually believe in the 49ers more now than I think I believe in the Seahawks.
12-3 New England is at 3-12 Jets. I have the Patriots worth 2, the Jets worth 8. The Jets have anything left in them?
No, the Patriots are going to win. They're undefeated on the road. I think they finished the year 9-0 on the road.
Agreed. 7-8 Tampa, suddenly on the outside looking in at 6-9 Miami with their season on the line. Tampa worth 3, Miami officially eliminated worth 7.
If Quinn Ewers is starting, the Dolphins don't stand a snowball's chance in hell of winning, so give me the Bucs.
Buccaneers have struggled. They're not struggling that bad. The Saints are 5-10. What a heck of a coaching job by Kellen Moore down there. I've been talking about that for a couple of weeks, and they just keep winning. They are at 3-12 Tennessee. The Titans got a win last week over the Chiefs. I have the Saints worth 4. The Titans at home worth 6, Will.
Greg, I think you probably remember this, but after week 3, I said Kellen Moore's done a hell of a job coaching this team because they have no talent and they've been in every game through the first 3 weeks, and that's proved to continue. And I think that they might have something Tyler Shuck. I didn't think I'd say those words, but I don't think he's great.
Kellen Moore, and that's why Tyler Shuck's having some.
Well, Chris Olave's played incredible. too. What a player he is. That Ohio State receiving core in the NFL is unreal.
Christopher Olave.
This is a tough one because I think the Saints are better, but I think a home 6-point against the Titans when neither team is really, I think, much better than the other. I think give me the Titans.
Well, I hate to keep agreeing with you, but I'm taking the Titans as well. I think this is why we plummeted together. We think too much alike. The 3-12 Cardinals are at the 5-10 Bengals in a really bad game. Cardinals were 7, Bengals were 3.
The Bengals. Joe Burrow plays the whole year. This team's in the playoffs.
Give me the Cardinals. Just because there were 7 and the Bengals were 3. And then we moved to Sunday at 4 o'clock and we got ourselves a really big one. 10-5 Philadelphia at 11-4 Buffalo. Buffalo, if they could get some home field advantage, would go a long way for them. The Eagles have kind of sleptwalked their way to 10-5, but they're not going to sleepwalk through this one. Do you take Josh Allen? Do you take the Eagles defense? Both teams worth 5, Will.
I'm taking the best player. Give me Josh Allen.
Man, I think this might be a bad matchup for them. I think that Eagles defensive line might just dominate this game. But give me Josh Allen. And then we got a really bad one on Sunday, so everybody in the world is going to be watching the Eagles and Bills. The 2-13 Giants, the 2-13 Raiders, two fan bases that both want these teams to lose very badly. Both teams worth 5, Will. The number 1 pick in the draft is on the line.
Oh, God, this is ugly. Giants, they have just enough talent. Their defensive line's better. They'll pressure Geno, and yeah, the Giants win. This is like a disgusting game. We shouldn't even pick this. This doesn't even work.
There was a time, Will, this year, I thought the Giants might be pretty good. I don't know what the heck happened there. I can't.
They beat the Eagles. They're one of their 2 wins is against the Eagles.
Swept them. They almost swept the Eagles. And they lost Scatabo, and I know it's just a running back, but it seemed to just completely deflate him. Seemed like the very moment.
Give me the Giants here.
Yeah. Way better team than the Raiders. I think the Raiders are definitely playing for a quarterback in the top of the draft. I'm not sure the Giants are. I think they got their guy in Jackson Dart.
Depends on who's there, but I would think about trading Dart. I'm just not sure that he's ever going to be healthy enough to. And to be quite frank, I don't think he's good enough. I think that he's good enough. I don't. If you could get a Fernando Mendoza, I think I'd take him.
Sunday night, a good one. 11-4 Bears at the 11-4 49ers. I have the Bears worth 6, the 49ers worth 4. Will, are the Bears for real?
I think the Bears are for real. But the 49ers are playing for the 1 seed, and they've looked really good of late. That offense looks great. I think Purdy is prone to turnovers.
They're both playing for the 1 seed, Will.
I know, but 49ers have the track to do it. Right. I didn't believe in the 49ers for a long time, to be quite honest with you. I kind of thought it was fool's gold. I don't really believe that anymore. You know what? Give me the Bears at 6.
I think I do know what it is with the 49ers, and that's Brock Purdy is pretty darn competent, man. I know he doesn't have the big arm. I know he's not flashy. But, man, he just makes the right reads, doesn't he?
If Kittle doesn't play, they're gonna struggle. Even with McCaffrey, the Bears can cover, guys. I think it's a tough matchup for the 49ers, to be honest with you. I like getting an extra point with the Bears, so give me the Bears.
Yeah, I'll take the 49ers. I don't believe that the Bears are for real. I think that they are good enough to be a playoff team, but they're going to be one of the worst playoff teams in the playoffs. We go to Monday Night Football. Big game for the Rams, as we've seen them go across the country before and struggle. This one's a night game, so it's a little different. They're 11-4. They're at 6-9 Atlanta. I have the Rams worth 3. The Falcons worth 7. I assume you're taking the Rams.
I'm going to take the Rams.
They're gonna win this game by so many points, Will.
I kind of agree with that.
Whatever the spread is, take the Rams. That's how much the Rams are going to win this game. 42-14, maybe something like that. If the Falcons can score 14 on them. I don't know. I think the Rams are pretty darn good. Still not convinced they're that team, but they might be. I'm not convinced that any team is that team. I have no idea what's going to happen in these playoffs.
Greg, I have a question I want to pose for you that's not it's not related to picks, but it is related to NFL. If Jacksonville wins out, does Trevor Lawrence warrant MVP conversation?
He probably deserves to be in the conversation, but to me, I've watched him and I've watched Josh Allen. Josh Allen's just better. And I know Josh Allen's not even going to be the MVP, but he should be. He is the best player in the league, and he is the most valuable player in the league. Trevor Lawrence isn't on that level, but yeah, conversation, sure. I'll tell you what, he had them in position to win that Bengals game too. They'd be 12-3 right now. And he had 5 drop passes in that game.
Here's why I asked this, okay? He is third, only behind Josh Allen in total touchdowns for this season. And they went from 4-13 to, if they win the last 2 games, 13-4.
And we thought it was going to be because of Thomas and Hunter, and it really hasn't been.
No. I just posted. I saw it on Twitter, and I wanted your opinion on it.
It's a good question because you mentioned it. Statistically, he's up there. He's winning. Again, I think he's better than their record because he had them in position to win a couple more games that the rest of the team lost for him. I still don't think he's at that level. I still don't call him a star, but yeah, I think he deserves to be in that conversation.
I think that he's kind of in that Bo Nix tier where it's kind of like it kind of doesn't really get respected at all, but like a good quarterback. I don't know that he's great. He's been on a heater. Obviously, it's looked a lot different. I mean, at one point, he was at 14 touchdowns and 11 picks. He's now at 26 touchdowns and 11 picks. That looks an awful lot better, to be honest with you. But you kind of saw this with Liam Cohen and Baker last year. Baker had his career year last year, and this up to this point will have been Trevor Lawrence's career year. And it's like, but Liam Cohen's not going anywhere.
Here's my thing, Will. Can Jacksonville win the Super Bowl? Because it sure looks like they can.
My dad and I just had this conversation today, actually. I think of all the teams in the AFC, to be quite frank with you, I think they might have the least amount of weaknesses. If Lawrence is playing his best football. Now, he's the question mark.
Will, they got one really, really, really big weakness. They're dumb. They make bad penalties. They make stupid decisions.
And I think that's right.
And even when they're winning these games, even that Chargers game, they had a bunch of dumb, boneheaded plays. They drop passes. That's a huge negative in the playoffs.
I just think that you go into that game on the road at Denver and you win by 14 and you kind of bully Denver.
Yeah.
For a lack of a better word. They just kind of bullied Denver. Even that whole game, it just kind of felt like, oh, shit, Jacksonville's winning this game. When it got to 17-10, it's like, oh, this game's over.
Yeah. Sure felt like it. Yeah.
Jacksonville just looks better. I don't know. To me,
and if they get home field and don't have to go anywhere, Buffalo or Denver or
right now, Buffalo's going to Jacksonville as currently constructed. So, and that game next week with the Chargers and Broncos is going to be huge. Jacksonville might sneak into the 2 seed, which to me, I think if I'm Jacksonville, I don't want to play Houston. If I play a team, I don't want to play a team I've already seen twice. You're in the division they see every year. Like that to me, if Jacksonville's kryptonite is in the AFC playoff picture, I think it's Houston. I think that would be the team they don't want to face. I kind of think Houston probably wouldn't really want to play Jacksonville either. It's the same. I think it goes both ways.
Can I just be honest, I don't think Houston's good.
Their defense is so good.
It's good. It's not dominating enough to make up for an offense that just keeps hurting you as a defense.
There's basically been everybody's clinched at this point. There's like one Colts and Texans, but for whatever reason, it still feels like there's just massive matchups because the playoff seeding and implications is so big.
Yeah.
Jacksonville still may not win the division.
That's right. The difference between, you talk about a team like Buffalo or New England, them playing in Los Angeles or them playing at home is a huge difference. Them playing in Denver or them playing at home is a huge Pittsburgh's the worst team in the AFC, no question about it. Who wants to go there and play? Nobody.
You may not want to go there and play, but in terms of the team, that'd be the team you'd want to play.
Man, I don't know.
I still think New England's a team everybody wants to play. I really do. I think if I had to do my power rankings, I think it would be Steelers and Patriots would be my bottom two teams in the AFC. And like skill, my power ranking would be the Steelers and then Patriots would be my bottom two teams.
I don't think any of these teams are scared of any of the other teams. I think they're all about even. Playing at home, though, will be a big deal.
Yeah.
The Steelers are not even, though. They are not as good as any of these teams.
No.
And neither are the Ravens.
No.
Will, thanks so much.
Thank you. Yep.
Will be back on Sunday for our Colts Jaguars reaction podcast. And then on Monday with his reaction to Week 17 of the NFL schedule. Please join us. The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media. And I love Susie.